All right, let's talk about Jeudy for a second. Jeudy, really interesting player, right? I mean, he's someone who was the 15th overall selection. I thought he was going to be just come into the league and kind of catch the NFL by storm. That hasn't necessarily happened yet, but he still has shown flashes of being that guy. So let's talk about where he's at right now and how do we feel about him as like a number one guy, or is that just not who he is? Maybe he's a good number two or something like that. Let's get into it. Starting off with, let's show some flashes like this play, for example. This is legitimately a play that makes you say, oh yeah, this is why I thought you could be a superstar in this league. This is a superstar caliber of play. It's a one-on-one matchup with a single safety deep. And watch this move he's going to pull off. Watch how he fakes it though he's going to the middle and then so quickly is able to shift towards the outside, and look at the separation he has. This alone is an impressive play. I don't care if it's a perfect throw when he lets it slip through his fingers. You see this and you're like, okay, he's a great player, right? But it's going to be even better than that because, yes, he has the separation, but this is not a perfect throw, which was unfortunately something we saw a decent amount in the Russell Wilson era so far in Denver. However, despite the throw being behind, he's still able to come back and make the grab and doesn't even go down. He's able to get into the end zone for a touchdown on that play. I mean, this is like a Julio Jones type play right there that makes you just say, oh my God, how is this guy not just lighting the world on fire? Well, the issue is with him, I think, is more consistency than anything. It's not a lack of highlights. He has the highlights, right? Like this one's going to be another one where you see that it's going to be, again, a one-on-one matchup on the outside. There are two safeties deep, but given the way that it's set up, really only one. They're not going to be staying deep enough to be able to cover the route that Jeudy is running on this play. Watch how right when this play begins, you see that Jeudy is able to really not even, kind of a move there, but really almost just blow by the corner who he's going up against. Which again is interesting because for Jeudy, speed is not necessarily what he's known for. That's just not like what people talk about as one of his, premier traits. He's more known for footwork and things of that nature. But again, he uses footwork a little bit and kind of maybe caught the defensive back by surprise by not giving away what exactly his route is. So when this ball is thrown, and this time it is a good throw, he's able to make the grab and pick up a big gain right there. So again, the highlights are there. The highlights are absolutely there. And if people are saying, oh, Jeudy hasn't shown that he can be a star at the NFL level, that's just not true. He's objectively a good wide receiver in the NFL level, I think. But why isn't he an elite one yet? Well, I think this play is kind of a good example of like, these are kind of plays that if you're going to be that elite receiver, I think you would like to see him win on. Where what's going to happen is it's zone coverage, but the way it works is that there's another receiver on the same side of the field as Jeudy who's going to be running a deeper route, and that's going to push the corner further deep. So when Jeudy then he's going to cut towards the sideline, but then eventually go deep, the idea is that a linebacker is going to be the one who's picking him up there. And hey, Jerry Jeudy on a linebacker, that's a great situation. That's, what you're looking towards. And right when the play begins, this is working out perfectly. I mean, as of right now, if you're a Broncos fan and you're watching this, at the game, because you wouldn't probably see all of this in the broadcast footage, but you're watching this, you're probably like, okay, let's go. Judy's about to get open. Because not only did it work and did you get the linebacker on Jeudy, but the linebacker is moving towards the sideline. He's, definitely respecting that initial part of the route. However, you're going to see that he just isn't able to have the explosiveness to really gain too much separation. Even if he did, I don't know if that throw was going to get complete, but still, you would like to see him, I think, gain a little bit more separation right there against the linebacker. And that is kind of the one knock on Jeudy, is he isn't the fastest receiver, which, again, you don't have to be the fastest receiver to be successful. You just don't. There's been plenty of not so fast successful receivers at the NFL level, but there are times when it's going to be a negative, and I think we've seen that with Jeudy at times. And I want to also go over to this, because this is something that maybe we don't spend enough time talking about, if we're being honest, when it comes to receivers, is just like, can you do the simple stuff? This is a very simple play. It's going to be a zone coverage play by the Seattle Seahawks right here. And the defensive back who's covering Jeudy on this play, who's lined up against Jeudy on this play, he's going to be playing very far off. And so with Jeudy running a much more shallow route, you expect this to be a completion. But watch how when he starts this play, watch how he does not give away what the route is. Because again, if you just ran to your spot, which you could do because there is some space there, maybe you want to make that happen, the issue is it would give away what you're doing and the defensive back could come in and try and make a play. But because Jeudy doesn't do that, it's just going to give him a little bit of extra space now. It just buys him a little bit of time. So when he does cut, he is open and then does some good work after the catch as well to be able to pick up a first down on that play. Again, this little stuff, is it the biggest deal in the world? No. Is it going to make too many highlight reels for Jeudy? I suppose it depends on how long the highlight reel is, but probably not, at least not going to make any top 10 list of the week or anything like that. But they're very important plays. The fact that he can do them consistently is very good. Now, there's one more play we should talk about, and it's going to be this one. One more thing we should talk about, I should say, with Russell Wilson is Russell Wilson wasn't great last year, right? And I think that's important to bring up, is that Jeudy really has not had great quarterback play since he's been in the league. The Drew Lock experiment was a failed experiment. He's no longer on the roster. They went with Russell Wilson, and so far that has been a failed experiment as well. Now, again, could be the situation, could be the coaching. Jeudy was a lot of times when he was on the field, because he wasn't there every snap, but when he was on the field, a lot of times it was just, him trying to carry what's going on. But anyway, you see Wilson, it's going to be a flea flicker at you, where the ball gets passed to the running back and now gets back to the quarterback. So, okay, not necessarily the traditional flea flicker, but the same idea, right? Giving it to the running back and then getting it back to the quarterback. Jeudy is wide open. This play concept worked. So listen, can blame Nathaniel Hackett for a lot, right? This play, don't put on Nathaniel Hackett. It is open. This has to be a completion, and it's just not going to be. Watches this throw, it's just behind and it's high, and so Jeudy got his hands on it, but it was knocked away, and if that throw led Jeudy, that would have been an easy completion right there, but it didn't, and that's just something that, hopefully the following year won't be an issue as much, right? And if that happens, maybe we could see Jeudy kind of take the next step and become this sort of elite player that I do think I've seen flashes of. He has shown me at times that he can be a fringe elite player. I mean, he still, even though he missed time, was nearly an 1,000-yard receiver last year. He had 972 yards. I get that a 1,000-yard receiver isn't necessarily isn't necessarily kind of as important as we used to view it as being. But, it's still an impressive feat nonetheless. And again, I guess even less so now that, we have the situation where there's the extra game. But still, there were still only 22 receivers who had 1,000 yards last year. Jeudy was the closest who didn't get 1,000 yards, so he was 23rd in yards total. I mean, that's still good. Like, he still is a pretty good player, but can he become an elite player? Can he live up to that hype that he had of being one of the best receivers in a draft class that had CeeDee Lamb, who was very good, and Henry Ruggs, who was good until, things didn't go well for other reasons in that scenario. But can he become that elite receiver? Well, he's at least a very good one as it stands right now, and I think he potentially could. But yeah, those are my thoughts. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you, and of course, as always, thanks for watching.